What is the origin of life? We've all been curious about this at some point, wondering how we got here on planet Earth, the animals, the plants, the very air that we breathe. Back in 1859, an English naturalist named Charles Darwin published a book that changed everything we know about life on Earth. He explained how species change over time. This is known as the theory of evolution. According to this theory, all living things on Earth are related. We all share a common ancestor way back in the past. And this idea has stood the test of time. Today, it's accepted by the vast majority of scientists. But what did Darwin actually say? Well, his theory is based on two main ideas. The first is that species change over time. This means that the diversity of life on Earth is not static. It's constantly changing. And eventually, if life on Earth continues the way it is now, the theory of evolution predicts that we will continue to change as well. In other words, humans will evolve. His second main idea is called natural selection. To understand this, let's look at a population of beetles. Imagine there are two different color beetles, green and brown. If the trees where they live are green, then the green beetles are camouflaged. They blend in with their surroundings. The brown beetles stick out. They're easy for predators like birds to spot. So the green beetles are more likely to survive and reproduce than the brown ones. Over time, this means that more and more beetles will be green. In other words, the environment has selected for the green color. That's natural selection in action. Now, why is this important? Well, for a long time, people thought that species were fixed. They didn't change. But Darwin's theory of evolution turned that around, showed us that species do change. And that means that we can't just classify living things into neat little boxes. It's much more complicated than that. A species isn't just one thing. It's a whole bunch of things that are related and that are changing all the time. In fact, Darwin's theory of evolution made us realize that we're not separate from other species. We're part of the natural world, and that means that we're subject to the same processes as everything else. Nothing is exempt. No matter what, life will always find a way. And it's not just about classifying living things. Darwin's theory of evolution has had an impact on almost every area of biology. It's helped us to understand how antibiotic resistance evolves in bacteria, how new diseases emerge, and even how ecosystems change over time. It's also helped us to understand our place in the natural world. We're not just here by chance. We're the product of millions of years of evolution. And that's something to think about the next time you look in the mirror. You might just see yourself, you're also seeing the product of millions of years of evolution. So why doesn't everyone believe in the theory of evolution? Well, some people have a hard time accepting the idea that humans evolved from non-human ancestors. They think that we were created by a supernatural being. But there's no evidence to support this claim. And the theory of evolution is supported by a huge body of evidence from all areas of biology. Plus, it's not just a theory, it's a scientific theory. That means that it's been rigorously tested, and it explains a huge amount of data. In fact, it's one of the most successful theories in science. Of course, the theory of evolution isn't perfect. It can't explain everything, but it's the best explanation we have for the diversity of life on Earth. So the next time you hear someone claiming that evolution is just a theory, remember that they're wrong. The theory of evolution is one of the most important scientific theories ever developed, and it's changed the way we understand the natural world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my channel. I'm an evolutionary biologist. I love sharing what I know about the theory of evolution and the amazing animals that inhabit our planet. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.